Thank you for joining us on Superfast. At least 7 Indian soldiers were martyred on Friday as a bus they were travelling in fell into the Shok River in Ladakh. The accident took place in TURTUK sector in Leh district of Ladakh. The accident when 26 soldiers were moving from the transit camp in Partapur to a forward location. 19 injured army officers were airlifted from Turtuk sector of Ladakh and rushed to the command hospital in Panchkula in Haryana after the tragic accident. 7 army soldiers lost their lives. The injured were being treated with the highest level of medical care as India unites to pray for their speedy recovery. Prime Minister Modi expressed his anguish on the loss of lives of our brave Indian Army personnel in the tragic Ladakh accident. Prime Minister said in a tweet that his thoughts were with the bereaved families. The Prime Minister assured that all possible assistance was being given to those affected. Union Home Minister Amit Shah expressed his condolences to the families of the Jawans who lost their lives in Ladakh's tragic accident. Amit Shah also prayed for the speedy recovery of those injured. In a big decision taken on the Uniform Civil Code, the Uttarakhand government on Friday formed a drafting committee in which 5 members have been included, and former Judge Ranjana Desai has been made the chairman of the committee. This is the first big step across India for one law for one country, a legislation envisioned as part of India's directive principles. Chief Minister of Uttarakhand Dhami's announcement has sparked fresh speculation on whether it would be viable to have a uniform law nationally.
ले लिया है। चुनाव से पहले हमने संकल्प लिया था। चुनाव के बाद पहली जो हमारी मंत्रिमंडल की बैठक हुई थी, पहली शपथ ग्रहण के बाद हमने उसमें ये सर्वसम्मति से फैसला ले लिया था कि हम उत्तराखंड के अंदर सभी के लिए समान नागरिक संहिता लाएंगे और उसके लिए कमेटी बनाएंगे। आज हमने वो कमेटी बना दी है।
Well, OWAISI touches down in Maharashtra today. He will address a rally in Bhiwandi near Mumbai later today. That's Saturday. And ahead of the big rally, Shiv Sena Sanjay Raut has said that OWAISI goes only where the BJP needs him to.
देखिए, ओवैसी तो पूरे देश में घूमते हैं। जहाँ जहाँ भारतीय जनता पार्टी को उनकी ज़रूरत पड़ती है, वहाँ ओवैसी चले जाते हैं। ये उनका इतिहास है। तो अब भिवंडी में भी उनको बुलाया गया है, लगता है मुझे।
After back-to-back targeted killings in Jammu and Kashmir, forces have launched a complete operation all out to wipe out terrorists in the valley. In 24 hours, the Indian Army neutralized at least 7 terrorists in Kashmir, including the killers of Kashmiri artist AMREEN'S. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh took a sea sortie in a Kalvari-class submarine INS Kandari during his 2-day visit to the naval base in Karnataka. During his visit, the RAKSHA Mantri also reviewed the progress of Project Seabird.
नेवी ने हाल ही में जिस तेज गति से शिप्स और अन्य प्लेटफॉर्म्स को लॉन्च किया है, उससे हमारे प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी की आत्मनिर्भर भारत की कैंपेन को एक काफ़ी ताकत मिली है। और इस साल जब हम आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव मना रहे हैं, तो भारतीय नौसेना का INS विक्रांत कमीशनिंग के लिए तैयार हो रहा है।
On the remand of Avinash Bhosle, a special court has put the matter up for a next hearing on Monday. The court asked the CBI to keep the Pune-based businessman Avinash Bhosle in a CBI guest house instead of the CBI office in its custody. Big questions have emerged on VVIP treatment given allegedly to convict and Congress leader Navjot Singh Sidhu in the Patiala jail. Sources claim that the convicted Congress leader is continuing to get his own barrack, unlike other inmates in jail. The other top stories from across India. Pro-Pakistan leader Mehbooba Mufti visited slain artist Amreen Bhatt's residence in the valley after forces wiped out both killers. While Amreen fell to a Pakistani bullet, Mehbooba Mufti shockingly saw it fit to give sound bites from the deceased doorstep, which were drenched in politics, instead of squarely blaming Pakistani terror groups.
मैंने कहा कि जम्मू कश्मीर में बेगुनाहों का, खासकर कश्मीरियों का, चाहे वो राहुल भट्ट हो, चाहे शोएब गनाई हो, चाहे वो सैफुल्लाह कादरी हो और आज हमारी बच्ची अमरीना भट्ट हो। तो ये तो एक रोज का मामूल बन गया है।
At the residence of Amreen Bhatt, Mehbooba Mufti questioned forces hours after the mighty Indian army wiped out Amreen's killers.
मुझे तो समझ नहीं आती कि हादसा होने के बाद एकदम कैसे ये मिलिटेंट पकड़े जाते हैं या मारे जाते हैं। उससे पहले कौन सा सांप सूंघ गया होता है।
The family blames terror. Terrorist LASHKAR hand is out. But Mehbooba Mufti's visit to Amreen's residence on Friday didn't mention a single word on Pakistan terror. In fact, you won't believe it, but she batted for a dialogue with Pakistan.
ये तो रोज करते हैं। जैसे राहुल भट्ट का जब उसकी किलिंग हुई तो उसके बाद बोला ये जी पाकिस्तान से 2 मिलिटेंट आए थे, बांडीपोरा से आए थे, बांडीपोरा वापस चला गए। मुझे तो समझ नहीं आती कि हादसा होने के बाद एकदम कैसे ये मिलिटेंट पकड़े जाते हैं या मारे जाते हैं। उससे पहले कौन सा सांप सूंघ गया होता है सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस को कि वो इनको पकड़ नहीं पाते।
Stalin's controversy reached on Friday. Now, BJP state chief in Tamil Nadu, Annamalai, hit back at Stalin, saying that the way the Tamil Nadu chief minister spoke while sharing the stage with the Prime Minister on Thursday was completely unethical.
Great of him, not right of him, below the dignity of the CM office, the way the CM has behaved on the stage yesterday. He was basically flogging all the dead horses yesterday.
In a rather shocking development, the PFI issued a statement on Friday in which the organization launched an attack on the Indian judiciary. Not only did the statement fearmonger about Muslims and the status of mosques in India, but it also launched a shocking attack on the Supreme Court. The statement said that the courts had not verified the claims of the Hindu side with evidence. Another shocking honor killing coming in from Kalaburgi in Karnataka. A 25-year-old Dalit man, Vijay KAMBLE, was stabbed to death in Karnataka's Kalaburgi on Thursday. The police arrested 2 19-year-old men in the case. Vijay KAMBLE was allegedly killed for being in a relationship with the sister of one of the accused. The devastated family continues to rally for justice. The Jammu Tada court has summoned Mehbooba Mufti's sister RUBAIYA SAYEED on the case of a kidnapping by Yasin Malik in 1989. She has been summoned on the 15th of July this year. The kidnapping of RUBAIYA SAYEED was allegedly carried out by Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front, or JKLF, which was headed by the Pakistani stooge convict terrorist Yasin Malik on the 8th of December 1989. 87-year-old INLD Chief Om Prakash Chautala was sentenced to 4 years of rigorous imprisonment in a disproportionate assets case. Chautala had pleaded for minimum sentence ahead of the verdict, citing old age and medical conditions. The 4-time Chief Minister was convicted in the corruption case in which the main allegation was that he amassed disproportionate assets worth crores as the Chief Minister. In an exclusive conversation with the Republic Media Network, anti-Taliban and National Resistance Front, or NRF, commander on Friday said that the Lashkar-e-Toiba and other terror outfits were supporting the Taliban in Afghanistan. He also accused Pakistan of providing logistical support to the group. The Republic TV crew was threatened while reporting on the viral video of a child being used at a PFI event in Kerala after Republic TV's Ashwin raised questions. What is believed to be, rather, who are believed to be supporters of the PFI were caught on camera intimidating our crew. Republic will continue to fearlessly report and not back down to the threats.
PFI जैसे विघटनकारी संगठनों को सुरक्षा कवच देने के लिए राष्ट्रवादी संगठनों का नाम लेते हैं कुछ लोग, और राष्ट्रवादी संगठनों पर जो है तोहमत लगाते हैं। अरे भाई, एक्टिविटी के राष्ट्रवादी संगठन जो है वो देश को जोड़ने के लिए है, तोड़ने के लिए नहीं है।
Ayo, നമ്മളൊന്നിനും ഒരു ആരുടെ അടുത്തൊരു ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ടാക്കാനാണ്. ചേട്ടൻ പറ്റിയെങ്കിൽ നല്ല കീ മേടിച്ചോ, നമ്മൾ പൊക്കോളാം. കീ മേടിച്ചോ, നമ്മൾ പൊക്കോളാം.
Getting in more details of the fresh suit that was admitted in Mathura Mandir-MASJID controversy in the latest plea that was filed. The Hindu side has prayed for ownership of the land on which the mosque was built. They've also claimed signs of a Krishna temple at the site. India's super champ Ramesh Babu PRAGGNANANDHAA secured the second place in the Chessable Masters chess competition. The chess master team's coach spoke to Republic and said that he was elated at the performance of PRAGGNANANDHAA. Flanked by Union Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia, Prime Minister Modi inaugurated India's biggest drone festival named the Bharat Drone MAHOTSAV on Friday. The event, the Prime Minister spoke about how technology had gone from an elite product to becoming an enabler for the common man. The Prime Minister also shed light on how drones were specifically helping in governance.
ड्रोन के रूप में हमारे पास एक और ऐसा स्मार्ट टूल आ गया है जो बहुत जल्द सामान्य से सामान्य भारतीय के जीवन का हिस्सा बनने जा रहा है। आज हमारे किसान, हमारे स्टूडेंट, हमारे स्टार्टअप ड्रोन से क्या क्या कर सकते हैं, इसकी नई नई संभावनाओं को तलाशने लगे हुए हैं।
In an undated viral video circulating on social media, 2020 Delhi riots accused Shah Rukh Pathan, who fired bullets at policemen, was seen welcomed. While there is no confirmation on the date and time of this video, speculation is rife about whether this alleged rioter was being celebrated while being on parole. These visuals should prick India's conscience, if so. Karti Chidambaram was grilled for a second day in a row on his alleged link to the Chinese visa scam case. Karti effectively spent all of Friday at the CBI office and unsurprisingly played victim on the entire matter. Top sources say that the CBI has gathered evidence in the case to show how Karti took bribes in return for work visas for Chinese workers in India. In fresh trouble, Enforcement Directorate has issued summons to National Conference leader Farooq Abdullah, asking him to appear before the investigators at its headquarters in Delhi on the 31st of May. Telangana BJP chief Bandi Sanjay seems to be at the centre of a big political controversy after Congress has demanded mass FIRs across 33 districts of Telangana against the BJP MP. Sparking a fresh controversy, former Karnataka Minister, BJP leader K.S. Ishwarappa in a massive claims says that 36,000 temples were destroyed and mosques were built in their place. Addressing a rally, the Karnataka leader of the BJP, who was recently in a ministerial position until a cut money controversy, gave a clarion call to reclaim all 36,000 temples to Hindus. Lok Sabha Secretariat has summoned top cop and Maharashtra DGP and Mumbai Commissioner of Police after Navneet Rana's harassment complaint. Acting on the complaint of illegal arrest and harassment by the parliamentarian, the Privilege and Ethics Branch of the Lok Sabha Secretariat issued a notification on Friday through which it directed the DGP of Maharashtra along with the Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey to appear before the committee. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, after meeting Delhi new Governor Vinay Saxena, stated that he was positive on many issues. The Delhi Chief Minister said that he discussed several issues and the duo decided to work together. In other top stories, we're tracking this morning after Yogi Adityanath government's order to ban the use of loudspeakers at religious places. Uttar Pradesh's JAMMU'S Masjid Kadipura Imam removed loudspeakers and donated them to schools in the presence of the district magistrate. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval on Friday sent a strong message to Taliban at the Regional Security Dialogue. NSA Doval highlighted the need for representation of all sections of the Afghan society, including women and minorities. The NSA's intervention comes after serious global questions have been once again raised about the place and plight of women in Taliban-ruled Afghanistan. Sharjeel Imam has moved the trial court in Delhi for bail. He's approached Delhi's Karkarduma court seeking interim bail in connection with the sedition case against him. This comes a day after the Delhi High Court permitted Sharjeel to apply for bail in a trial court on account of the Supreme Court's order to keep Section 124A in abeyance till the Union government reconsiders the provision. The Jammu Municipal Corporation is forming a committee to implement a ban on illegal loudspeakers. As per the latest inputs, the teams are being formed to prepare a list of illegal loudspeakers so as to initiate action. On the 14th of May, a resolution was moved in the Jammu Municipal Corporation seeking the removal of illegal loudspeakers with immediate effect. The Government of India has cleared the air and put on record that it has banned the export of wheat to check rampant overseas sales of the grain and not because of a shortage. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has said it was the government's duty to maintain a balance in the market. As the cases of monkeypox spread across the world, the ICMR has said that there are no cases yet identified in India and assured Indians that it is ready for any sudden upsurge. While monkeypox cases have now totaled 226 in 21 countries the world over, the ICMR says India is prepared for the infections as it is rapidly spreading in non-endemic countries like Europe, US and others. The Government of India is planning to repurpose the CoWIN digital platform and the app for India's Universal Immunization Program or the UIP and other national health programs. Now this repurposing will happen alongside CoWIN's present functioning in recording COVID vaccinations and the generation of vaccine certificates. At present, the vaccination record under the UIP is maintained manually. A fresh petition has been filed in the Supreme Court seeking a survey on all ancient prominent mosques which are 100 years old. The plea filed on Friday seeks a survey of all mosques across India, especially those with wells and hidden passages, comes even as demands mushroom from UP to Karnataka for surveys on Mughal-era mosques. In a fresh Mandir-MASJID controversy, the VHP has now claimed that a dargah in Basava Kalyan was actually a Baswarna Mandir. Now, these inputs coming in from Bidar in Karnataka also entail the VHP demanding the government intervene in the dispute and grant justice to the followers of Baswarna. In a fresh demand, the member of Sufi Islamic Board has equated the Al-Qaeda and the PFI after the PFI statement on the Gyanvapi controversy. The Sufi body has also demanded a ban on the PFI. Tracking some other stories from across the world, China has criticized a speech by US Secretary of State Antony Blinken. It focused on relations between the world's top two economic powers, saying that the US was seeking to smear Beijing's reputation. In his Thursday address, Blinken said the administration of President Joe Biden aims to lead international bloc opposed to Russia's invasion of Ukraine into a broader coalition to counter what it sees as a more serious long-term threat to global order from China. Australia's new Foreign Minister Penny Wong met with Fiji's Prime Minister Frank Bainimarama on Friday amid growing concerns about Beijing's military and financial ambitions in the South Pacific region. The planned 4-hour visit by Wong was his second stop on an 8-nation tour. Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba has pleaded with Western nations to provide Kiev with heavy weapons in order to be able to push Russian forces back. The eastern Donbas region, an industrial heartland of coal mines and factories, is now the focus of fighting after Russia suffered a series of setbacks and shifted to more limited goals. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko has said on Thursday that he was forming a southern military command and sending battalion tactical groups to the area that borders Ukraine. Belarusian territory has been used for rocket attacks on Ukraine, but its military has so far not taken part in the Russian ground operation. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said at a meeting with Russian governors on Friday that the United States and their allies are increasing efforts to restrain Russia. Lavrov said the West has declared a total war on Russia and that no one is hiding it now. The French Prime Minister has held a cabinet meeting in Paris to outline the priorities of her new government for the coming months. Speaking after the meeting, Bonn and her cabinet would pursue French President Emmanuel Macron's goals on tackling the cost of living in the country's health system and also the climate crisis. Well, Asian shares gained as investors cheered a strong set of earnings from retailers that has set US shares higher. Benchmarks were rising in early trading across the region, including Japan, China, Australia and South Korea. Representatives from indigenous communities across Peru protested in the capital of Lima, demanding justice for the environmental defenders that were killed in their communities. The demonstrators also called on the government to give them greater support to help tackle issues affecting their communities and to maintain laws that give them collective rights over lands. Taiwan's military recently conducted its annual missile drills to test its combat readiness and demonstrate the firepower of its armed forces. In handing out footage released by Taiwan's Navy headquarters on Friday, various types of anti-air, anti-ship missiles, including the US-made Standard missile, were seen launching from warships and Coast Guard patrol boats in the island's eastern waters. Turkey's foreign minister said that Sweden and Finland must now take concrete steps to alleviate Turkey's security concerns to overcome its objection to their NATO bid. The country with the second largest army now awaits their response before the membership is taken forward.